Welcome back to Veteran Two Wheels. Today we are going to Lithuania and the NATO base in Rukla, northeast of Contreras. Here I am meeting a Norwegian commander and two Norwegian officers visiting the EFP Enhanced Forward Presence. By the way, the name of the unit was just recently renamed to NATO Multinational Battle Group Lithuania. Other nations participating in this unit is Germany, Belgium, Czech, Netherlands and Luxembourg. The Norwegian troops are proud of representing Norway on behalf of NATO. We have always done our very best at being professional at what we do. The Norwegian troops are mainly recruited from Brigade North, the core of the Norwegian army, situated in the Arctic parts of Norway with a rather harsh winter climate. These surroundings and training grounds are most realistic and desired by Allied forces for winter training. It doesn't get much harder. Brigade North consists of 8 different battalions, including the more famous one, Telemark Battalion, and these guys' unit, the Engineer Battalion.
Yes. My name is Captain Thomas, working for the Norwegian Engineer Battalion. Actually here visiting, not part of the mission in Lithuania right now, but invited by you to talk about veteran service, and said of course yes to that.
Yes, you?
My name is Elias. I've been also engineer. I work with the Telemark Battalion for many years. Also been here in Lithuania 2 times before. And yeah, we are now here to visit our own troops and support them in their job.
Both of these guys are still serving in the Norwegian Armed Forces. It seems to be a different story between those who still are serving and those who are retired. So it is interesting to hear their point of view about the term veteran.
The term veteran to me is a term that is a fluid term. It has developed since I first heard about the term, in my point of view. And the reason I say that is because when I first heard the term veteran, and I was not a veteran myself, it was very easy to think about the Second World War, the years in Balkan and the Afghanistan period, and people who has served in these conflicts as veterans. Since that time until this day, we have had several other operations, and the juridical aspect of the term has been changed. So what does it mean for me today? I still feel that the term veteran is a term describing someone who has been part of a military operation or military-led operation, but I know that in the correct juridical term it has another meaning.
As Thomas is saying, the juridical and historical term veteran have been changed. The Norwegian Chief of Defence, General Eirik Kristoffersen, have decided that everyone who have done their conscript service can call themselves a veteran. I wonder, is this decision recognizing the troops that have been out in missions? I have spoken to many Norwegian veterans who are wondering about the reason for this decision. In the United States of America, they separate this by the definition veteran and combat veteran. Could we learn something from this? And for that reason be more specific about the recognition?
But do you yourself feel as a veteran?
Actually, I cannot say I do. Maybe because I'm still working in the army. I'm feeling like an officer and not like a veteran. And maybe the term for me means something more than I have experienced. Maybe I don't feel like I deserve the term veteran as for now, I don't know. But no, I don't feel like a veteran myself.
Yeah. What about you, Elias? What does the term veteran mean to you?
The term veteran for me is kind of like means in the past tense for me, because I'm still serving, so I don't feel like a veteran now, even if I still have been abroad and experienced a lot of deployments. It's the veteran. I don't call myself a veteran because I'm still a soldier serving. So for me, a veteran is kind of like when you acknowledge this, what is the term, and you have been done with your service. You have served something higher than yourself. You've done something for your country, your fellow soldiers. I think that's the term, service, and you're finished your service.
And this is where it gets interesting. Why does a still employed officer not feel as a veteran, while he or she clearly have earned their right to call themselves a veteran? Are the armed forces recognizing the officers or the soldiers enough? Should the armed forces encourage the veteran to call themselves a veteran? We know that a deployment like this is promoting your career. And by that, it is also likely that if you don't do missions outside Norwegian borders, it will not help your advancement in the military system. This is not a black or white situation. There can be exceptions. But, as I say, it can stop your advancement. So for that reason, the armed forces could benefit of their officers calling themselves a veteran. Another very important question about being a veteran. Should the society, your friends, your family, be better at recognizing the sacrifice when leaving family for doing service for your country, for humanitarian aid for a civilian population in another country? Why is this not automatically a recognized and appreciated sacrifice by everyone? Research about Norwegian veterans show that they can be reluctant to admit they have problems, in fear of losing security clearance and in worst case their job. The new white paper says very clearly that the security clearance authorities must involve healthcare services when needed to determine if a soldier or an officer is fit for service. This could historically be a black or white decision. Captain Thomas acknowledged that the military system has improved. He feels that most issues are recognized and addressed within the system, and for that reason he thinks the focus for helping in this matter should be on the elderly veterans.
Yes, my thoughts about this issue is that as long as you are serving or part of a unit with more veterans serving, it is easier to go to work, to talk to your colleagues about the issues you may feel or think about, and feel that you are met with understanding from your colleagues who have experienced the same as you. I don't have too much experience around it, but think that the challenge will be greater for the veterans who is out of service. And the older you get, maybe the less people you have around you with the same experience that you have. And as we know, the traumas can come up to life or be realized after many, many years. And I have fully understanding that it may be harder to get the help you need when you are, for example, past 10 years since service. So yeah, I think the focus should be on the maybe the older veterans who don't have the organization around them at all time.
Inspiring and thoughtful input from the young but already experienced officers. Now, turning our attention to the Norwegian commander.
Can you tell me something about the mission and the task that you are given?
The enhanced forward presence mission that we are part of, Enhanced Forward Presence in Lithuania, is a NATO mission that is the history of the mission is that actually the 3 Baltic countries and Poland requested NATO for some presence in their countries close to the Russian border. And the reason for the mission is to show the coalition's will and strength to support the alliance, that we all stand together with the countries that I mentioned. So it's a reassurance missions that we reassure that we are here for you guys. NATO stands together.
Are you well received by the local Lithuanians?
Absolutely, I would say. As our ambassador says when he comes to visit us, that tells us that you should be aware that the Lithuanians, they are not talking about if the war comes, they are talking about when. So the perspective of the challenges in Europe now is quite different from at home. Because so that's why they also asked for this type of mission from NATO side. It's because they're afraid that a war could happen, and they are really happy that we are present here in Lithuania.
The fact that you are producing veterans for the future, is that a topic that you talk about amongst yourself?
I won't say that. It could be because of this is more or less a fully professional unit. They are all professional soldiers. They are not just finished with a conscript service. So a lot of them have been out before, I think. So I can't see that that's a major topic that we are discussing here.
Well, some of them might not work in the armed forces for the rest of their lives, and I'm sure there is some statistics telling something about, in average, how many years soldiers from this unit, as a professional soldier, how many years they, in average, will stay in the system. But at some point, they will leave. Are there any system to take care of them or prepare them for what meets them when they leave a unit that is more like a brotherhood to them than an ordinary workplace?
I think so, because just the program we have when we redeploy, we spend a week together outside the mission area, where we have technical debriefs. We have all the professionals regarding mental health care and everything in there. Everybody has the chance to have individual talks with them. So I think we have quite a good system. And then you have you have followed the 1-year program Norway has for taking care of veterans, actually. And the same, they're adapted for this type of mission.
Yeah, but you told me that you have been out in service outside Norway yourself many times. What was your first mission outside?
That was Afghanistan.
And what year?
2004.
2004. That is exactly 20 years ago.
That it is, yeah.
How much has the debriefing part changed since 2004?
A lot, I would say. Back then, I remember we came home one late evening. We met a few of the guys that had redeployed the week before. We had some pizza and some beers, and the next day we did some medical check and handed in our equipment, had a lunch, and off we went, and that was it.
And this sounds very much alike the redeployment that I had myself with my fellow comrades.
I could guess so, yeah.
Yes.
So it still took some time before it changed.
What could be the reason for that the redeployment phase has changed that much?
I'm quite sure because they've seen that we're doing it properly. First of all, you thank each soldier for his service in a proper way. And I think the importance of this technical debrief and the opportunity to have a last period with your comrade in arms, which, as you said, it creates a brotherhood that you won't get in the civilian life. You have the chance to end that in a good way, and you have the chance to meet up again a couple of times in that 1 year period before, like, the 1 year period is over from the government side. But still, I think that helps people if you have any late issues regarding your deployment. You have given the chance to have people to talk to. You have your comrades, even though often they are spread all around the country. But they give you at least a chance to cope with any issues you have, or at least notice if some of your friends have issues, that you can talk to each other, and you have given both training and also some tools to how to handle it. I think and that's quite different from when I redeployed the first time, which was more or less, here's some pizza, here's some beers, and arrivederci.
We have been talking about the 1 year program after redeployment. In fact, the earlier mentioned white paper states that the ambition is to increase that to a 2 year program. Still, this can be looked upon as a short period, comparing us with some allied nations that states a lifelong responsibility towards the troops after redeployment. Should the responsibility last longer than 1 year?
Oh, that's more of a question from the politician side, I think. But well, I feel that the 1 year program is quite nice. I've been through that a couple of times with a second tour to Afghanistan and South Sudan and so on. And for me, that felt enough. That felt that I know if there should be anything, I know where to go to get some help. And that program also includes your family, so my wife also knows where to go if she had questions or feel that I should need some help.
And this is where we leave this Norwegian unit in Lithuania. I really appreciate the time they took out of their schedule to meet me. The same day, something not only fun but also very interesting happened. Just before I went to Rukla, I stopped at the Konas Oak Library for some computer work. Friendly as I am, I say hi to people around me, and I ended up in an interesting conversation with a local, Valdas Jekka. When he understood my mission and that I could trust my intentions, he set a lot in motion for me to meet this person. This is the 96-year-old Jonas Katsionis, one of 2 remaining living partisans who fought Russia as a part of the Soldier of the Forest between 1947 to 1953. After this, he was imprisoned for 25 years for being in opposition. Halfway through the sentence, he was invited to sign some papers for an early release, which he refused. So he did all 25 of those years. It didn't stop there. After that, he was placed in exile for another 20 years. This man gave 50 years of his life before he could return to his home in Lithuania. I had the honor and the privilege for a sit-down with this man where he tells his story. You will get to meet him in a later episode when I'm focusing on Lithuanian veteran matters. So for now, thank you for following my channel. Remember to share my videos to veterans you know, or anyone else that can benefit from these videos. Until next time, like, share and subscribe.